And right now it doesn't look good for this law. In the meantime, forget about affordability. What could be killing the law is its simple credibility. Forget about being able to keep your doctor. How about keeping any of the promises that went with that one? I want you to listen to what Obamacare architect Jonathan Gruber told me back in April. If we had 30 million in the end who are uninsured, was it worth it?
Absolutely. Neil, this is if
really?
we cover half the uninsured American, it would be the greatest expansion of
insurance. I thought we were going to cover
in
everyone, Jonathan.
History.
The whole idea cover everyone.
No, no one ever claimed we were covering everyone.
Jonathan, I thought so. Everyone.
No one ever did.
I remember they said everybody. Anyway, that was just 3 days before this.
Today should remind us that the goal we set for ourselves, that no American should go without the health care that they need. The idea that everybody in this country can get decent health care, that goal is achievable. We are on our way.
To our Fox Biz All-Stars, Sabrina Schaefer, Kaylee McEnany, Tracy Burns. Kaylee, come on.
Yeah, wait, that soundbite with you, with Gruber, was very instructive because it falls in line with the fourth leak, I guess you would call it, that came out, where he said this was never about insuring Americans, this was all about cost. However, that was part of an overarching strategy because he said the American voter, quote, doesn't care about the uninsured. So we have to frame this as a cost mechanism to make the uncompassionate American people care. He admitted this in his fourth video, and it falls exactly in line with what he told you.
And going into this, Tracy, we had 30 million uninsured in this country, allegedly. And then in the end, when we had 30 million who apparently wouldn't and aren't going to be covered, well, that was the plan all along.
Right, that we don't care. But yet it's called universal health care, which last I checked encompasses everyone. The goal was to ensure
covering everyone in the universe.
Pretty much, and we're going to pay for it. Right. He's thus far said that the lack of transparency was on purpose. The people are stupid. They don't understand economic policy. Yada yada yada. I mean, this has been a ruse all along.
He never said yada yada yada.
He did not. You're right about that. So it has nothing to do with stupidity. It has everything to do with the American people not knowing the facts. We were lied to. That's not stupid. That's evil.
And it's really one lie. I don't know any other way to even remotely nicely put it. I mean, on and on we go.
No, of course. Look, and if we actually wanted to help people, which I think all of us do, right? We don't want to go it alone society. We don't want to turn our backs on people who truly do need a hand up and maybe do need help getting health insurance, not care. By the way,
that was for those 30 million.
Right, 30 million.
So we were going to change things for 300 million. For
30 million.
Now, then we said, well, we never said the 30 million. Then why are we doing this?
Why are we talking about this? Right. And of course, there are real ways we could have done that. If that was the goal, we could have, gotten rid of regulations that prevent purchasing health care over state lines. We could have separated your place of employment from your purchasing of health care. We could have given individuals the same tax benefits.
But we didn't do that.
We didn't do any of that.
I'm wondering if it's too late for any of that now.
It is too late for it. And it's the goal of selling this as a cost-cutting measure to help people. It's insulting to young people. It's insulting to millennials, where last year for a 23-year-old male, his premium went up 78%. Lucky for me, I'm a millennial female, so it only went up 45%.
And yet the argument is that it had gone up a lot more, the administration says, if not for health care. I find that hard to believe.
It's ludicrous. Put that on the list of lies. Yeah. I think the craziest part was, though, that Gruber went on to say in that clip, American people don't care about the uninsured because young people are healthy. They don't need it. It's okay. Oh, are you kidding?
And now young people are the ones facing these stunning deductibles.
Right. And who are supposed to carry the brunt of this bill.
Amazing. Yeah. Ladies, thank you very, very much. Maybe Gruber isn't such a goober. Maybe he's right. Maybe we are too stupid to see through the health care law weeds. So Joe Piscopo is saying that maybe we're the ones to blame? I don't think so. Right, Joe?
No. I am offended. This is just a white-bread elitist from MIT. He's an MIT professor.
Remember that those MIT credentials were very important to Nancy Pelosi before she forgot who he was.
There's nobody American in MIT. They're all from other countries that go there.
That's fine. Move on. Your point is that in these tapes, at least, we've had on many, many times, there's a bit of a snobbery to him, but nothing like was revealed in these tapes.
No, and I travel around the country. I do. I play around North America at the casinos and clubs everywhere. And the people are very smart. This is very, very insulting. And to have a guy that goes like a professor, this is the problem with the president. They should go to Essex County Community College in Newark. That's where you get a professor from.
Here's where I'm going to give him his due. Nothing he said was factually wrong.
You're not going to give this.
No. Here's why I'm saying this. He was banking on all these vagaries helping justify the end. In other words, we're going to do a lot of slippery things along the way, and that was their intention. It was just caught on tape.
Yeah, no, he knows exactly what he's doing, these guys. And what's
just like I think Nancy Pelosi knew exactly what was in it.
How embarrassing is this? You know, when I went on the radio this morning, Neil Cavuto, Mr. Cavuto, and I opened
by the
the
way,
mic,
getting written up in the Daily News, everyone talking about what a star you are.
But I get frustrated because here I was, a lifelong Democrat, and then this president steps in with no idea, but it's a golden shining moment for conservatives, Neil Cavuto, and they're going to blow it again.
So?
Because you hear Boehner and you hear McConnell already complaining, going against the president. Don't do it.
Well, they're complaining about immigration, a separate issue, but they're complaining that he's overreaching.
And
how would they respond?
Obamacare will unravel. The bottom line is here. What Gruber is wrong, he's offensive, and it's wrong. And the Democrats aren't going to...
right. It will unravel.
And the Democrats aren't going to apologize, and they should apologize. Let it unravel. Let them hang themselves. That's what they got to do. You can't have Boehner complaining about it and whining about it and moaning about it. Come up with a bullet point plan that answers
Well, they do. They're going to get rid of the medical device tax, which even Democrats argue is unpopular.
It's too complicated already.
I hear you, but I'm wondering if maybe they're counting on a lot of nervous Democrats, those who weren't up this year, who will be up in 2 years, and saying they might join a coalition of what I call the healthcare unwilling and vote to end this.
Yeah, it could be. And last week was great. You know, the election was great. It was like a slap in the face. But I'm telling you, you got to leave. It's a golden shining moment for the conservatives, and you got to go right in. Now they should lay a bullet point, but they should be nice about it. I want to make my point because I said it on the radio over and over again this morning. You have to be very clear and they have to be pragmatic and amicable.
Pragmatic in what way? How can you be pragmatic with someone who is not being
You know what I think? You know what I
you?
think they should do? When this guy hangs himself, like the goober hangs himself like that, and then Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi quotes him, and then she gets caught up.
Right.
All the Republicans
use their own words.
Oh, that's exactly right. You sit there, you go, all right, that's all. Everything's fine.
Well, when your callers, check in with
they're great.
What are they saying?
You know what? They get very, very adamant against the president. They get angry with the president.
But your audience cuts all extremes.
Yeah, and we have a lot of women listening too. And
yeah.
A lot of women...
You're a very sexy guy. But I have the same thing. It's disproportionately, women, but
pretty women.
But now when they call in, what is rattling them the most? That, to your point, that nothing is going to get done, or the fact that the president pulled the fast one on?
The president pulled the fast one.
Really?
They're very offended by this president. They really are, because it seems like he has an agenda. They say this: he's pompous, he's arrogant, and they say worse.
Well, John Boehner's in exactly, St. Francis.
I agree with that. That's what I say. And I never thought. I always thought President Obama. I kept saying, stick it up for the president. And it was like I said, Osama bin Laden's a nice guy, because the listeners would call up and just go, "Are you kidding me?" Oh, they vilify the president. And now I'm starting to think they're right, that he is pompous.
You know what I think
He's throwing red meat. The president's throwing red meat to the GOP, and they're going for it. They got to lay back.
But here's what I think, Joseph. I think, like Ronald Reagan, this radio gig you've got is your launching pad for a gubernatorial run.
Well, you know what? I am so frustrated today, particularly. I was so flustered today.
So you're going to run for governor?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. I know the issues, and I'll say it.
I read something in the Star Ledger. You are one of the most recognized names in New Jersey.
And we can run. You think that would be? I don't know. It would be fun. I know what to do.
Episcopo.
I know. And can I tell you what a platform is quickly? What the Republicans should do? They should come in and save the inner cities of the United States. They should come in. The Republicans should come in, create jobs in the inner cities. All these jobs in China, bring them to the inner cities of Camden, of Ferguson, Missouri. Go in there, create jobs for these good folks of the inner cities. And
you don't have to run here. I'm just
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Down the road.
I'm telling you, I got the answer. We got the answer.
You have a lot of answers.
970 the answer. It's what the name of the station is.
Great sense of humor. We could use that.
Don't get me started. It's frustrating.
Yell at your listeners, not me.
I'm just flustered today.
All right, Joe Piscopo.
Proud to be an American, though.
And we're proud to have you in this country.
Proud to be on Neil's show. Thank you.
There we go. Same here, my friend. All right, when we come back, go to Facebook.com, by the way, /Team Cavuto. Tell me if you think what Joe was saying about Gruber, about anything else, and whether Gruber is ticking more people off, including yourself. And, by the way, like us at Facebook.com/Fox Business. This Facebook thing, I'm telling you, is going to be big, 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 big. And maybe the House shouldn't have bothered today, because what have I told you? If Keystone does happen, it's all going to be too late, because our energy goose might already be